Bias in performance ratings persists not because managers lack integrity, but because of how performance systems are designed. Many organizations still rely on a single rater, which concentrates judgment in one person and increases the risk of bias. Performance criteria are often vague or open to interpretation, making consistent evaluation difficult. In addition, many managers are never formally trained in how to assess performance or recognize bias. Finally, there is often little accountability for rating quality, meaning inaccurate or inconsistent ratings are rarely challenged. When these conditions exist, bias becomes predictable, not exceptional. One of the most effective ways to reduce rater bias is for leaders to pause and reflect before finalizing performance ratings. Ask yourself whether your assessment is based on evidence from the entire review period, not just recent events. Make sure you can clearly explain and justify each rating using specific examples. Consider whether you have genuinely differentiated performance rather than rating everyone similarly to avoid difficult conversations. Finally, check whether your ratings are consistent with other managers' standards and whether you would feel confident defending them in a calibration discussion. This kind of disciplined self-check strengthens fairness, credibility, and trust in performance decisions. In this slide, I have included a helpful self-checklist for leaders to assess whether they are rating fairly. By asking these example questions, am I basing this rating on evidence across the whole period, not just recent events? Can I point to specific behaviors or outcomes to justify each rating? Do most people I rate cluster in the middle or at the top? Are my ratings consistently higher or lower than other managers' ratings? Have I discussed this rating with the employee before finalizing it? Would another manager reviewing the same evidence reach a similar conclusion? Am I avoiding difficult conversations by choosing safe rating? Although it's impossible to eliminate performance evaluation bias completely, it can be minimized significantly by taking the effective strategies, including utilizing combination of multiple raters, such as peer, supervisor, and self-rating to be more impartial, using clear behavioral anchors, establish specific standards for evaluation, provide raters training to equip them with the skills they need to be aware of biases and how to eliminate them, implementing calibration discussions, engage in conversations to align perspectives, providing continuous feedback and relying on evidence-based documentation or use technology to track behavioral trends can help lessen dependence on memory and subjective impressions. Additionally, using external consultant and computerized system to collect statistical data of assessors to ensure the accuracy and consistency of the assessment. The key message for leaders is this: there is no bias-free performance appraisal method. Bias is part of human judgment. It is not a personal failure, but a predictable risk. Fairness improves when organizations combine multiple perspectives with structured systems supported by data and rater training. No single method is perfect on its own, but thoughtful system design makes a real difference. As a leader, your call to action is simple. Review how performance is assessed in your team, challenge single rater decisions, and invest in capability and consistency. Better performance ratings don't just improve accuracy, they build trust, engagement, and long-term performance.